My name is Francisca and I'm going to talk about general education competencies. I'm going to talk about oral communication learning outcomes and also information literacy. Oral communication involves the ability to comprehend and to speak in standard English with precision and clarity. So by the end of this, you should be able to create and communicate a compelling central message, use a discernible organizational pattern that makes the content of the presentation cohesive, select language choices that are appropriate for the audience, demonstrate delivery techniques appropriate for the extemporaneous speaking, and last, incorporate a variety of types of relevant and credible supporting materials. In an English class, we had to read about Fahrenheit 451, and I had to write about the living libraries. So I wrote in Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, the protagonist Montauk encounters three men who inform him that they are living libraries. These living libraries were made by memorizing and understanding books and then getting rid of them. These men preserve the burned knowledge of their civilization by memorizing it, which is essential if they are to preserve knowledge and ensure future generations will be able to rebuild a society with acceptance and respect. So the society burned books so they were not any way to get knowledge from them. These men preserve knowledge by memorizing important books. If these men have everything memorized, it cannot be erased. Granger states, "We are book burners too. We read the books and burn them, afraid they'd be found." And then I cited it, which page that quote was in. So they talked about why they burned books, and basically they didn't want society to know about what these books had in them. So that's what I did for that. And then at the end we had to say, and then I just cited the book that we read, which was by Ray Bradbury. Second one I'm going to talk about is information literacy. Information literacy involves the ability to identify, retrieve, evaluate, organize, cite properly, and use a wide range of resources, including print, graphic, and electronic, for independent learning and practical problem solving. So by the end of this, you should be able to determine the nature and extent of the information needed, select the most appropriate investigative methods or information retrieval systems for assessing the needed information, evaluate information and its source critically, use information effectively to accomplish a specific purpose, and access and use information ethically and legally. So in my health psychology class, we had to write about stress in America, which we had an article that showed surveys, and they showed the difference between 2016 and 2017, how much stress has changed. So everyone goes through stress. It can be caused by different factors. In these articles, it shows different surveys that compares different issues that people in America stress about. It also compares it from 2016 to 2017 survey and shows how much stress has changed. It is very concerning how stressed people in America really are. It is also characterized surveys by race, geographical areas, gender, and generation. Stress can affect someone physically and mentally. Throughout the year, stress is getting worse and worse because all of the new issues and technology we are facing. So there was a research article that I found, which was called Stressed Out. So there was a quote I picked. It said, "If the individual cannot cope with this situation, or this situation lasts too long or becomes more intense, the emotion can turn into emotional stress." So that's like what stress can bring, what emotions they bring. There was also one that also job stress can spill over to family life, creating stress at home. And that was by Backer, Demarodi, and Burke, which is true that stress, that's one factor of another stress. I also put in, we can always find a solution to stress. There's many ways we become less stressed. Coping is the process by which people try to manage the perceived discrepancy between the demands and resources they apprise in stressful situations. And that was by Serafina, and then the number of the page that I found that on. And then at the end, I just put all the articles that I found my information from about stress in America. So in conclusion, the two general education competencies I talked about were oral communication learning outcomes and information literacy, and showed how I used it in my classes. And oral communication, again, the ability to comprehend and speak in standard English with precision and clarity. And information literacy is the ability to identify, retrieve, evaluate, organize, cite properly, and use a wide range of resources.